As you all know, we have been working and operating behind the scenes to properly establish our rehabilitation center in the Republic of Zimbabwe. So drug addiction is more of a spiritual thing. It is not just a social void. No, it goes beyond that, which is the main reason why at our rehabilitation facility we have decided to address these matters physically and spiritually, because we understand that if we try to fight drug addiction on the physical perspective alone, ignoring the spiritual aspect of it, people will be having short victories and short recoveries. And within a short space of time, they will relapse again and fall into the same routine of drug addiction, which will now make it seem as if rehabilitation facilities are useless, and yet that's not the case. It is simply the approach we will be taking in helping the brethren that are under drug addiction. So in Mark chapter 2, verse 17, Jesus Christ of Nazareth made it very clear that I did not come for the righteous, I came for the sinners. So any man or any woman in the entire realm of Zimbabwe that has fallen victim to drug addiction, you are the very same person that the Messiah Jesus Christ came for. So all you simply have to do is to stretch forth your hand that we may hold you through as you fight for your recovery, and the strength of the Messiah will make it very easy for you to prevail and overcome. When you look at it from Philippians chapter 4, verse 18, it makes it very clear that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So I am submitting to the youngsters and to the brethren in the Republic of Zimbabwe that are under the influence of crystal meth, of hookah, of dombo, and all these other drugs that you find in the realm of Zimbabwe. I want to submit to you, brethren, that look, do not lose hope. The reality of the matter is you can fight this thing and prevail and overcome. Jesus can give you that strength that you require to fight this. And that's why we have decided to join forces with you so that we help you. In Matthew 25, that's right, verse 35 to 40. Well, it makes it very clear there that if you help the need, you'll be honoring God as well. So when the youngsters are under drug addiction and we stretch forth a hand of help and in helping them fight, it automatically means we will be honoring God as well. Even in Proverbs 23, verse 19 to 35, it addresses these matters of addictions as well, but it was mainly on the drunkenness or alcohol aspect of it. But the lessons you learn there in these verses, it can also symbolize the realities of drug addiction as well. If you look at it from 1 Corinthians chapter 12 from verse 26, it makes it very clear that if one party suffers, every other party suffers. So families are breaking down because if one individual in the family falls victim to drug addiction, it may affect every other member of that family, which is why it is said here that if one part suffers, every other part suffers. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, it makes it very clear that renewed youthfulness returns with those that trust in the Lord. To the youngsters out there, we believe that your youthfulness can be renewed again. But all you need to do is just trust in the Lord. Long-term drug addictions, if not resolved, they will begin to fry your emotions, to even take your breath. They will begin even to bankrupt your hope on this planet. And things will begin to take a bad turn for you, and yet you are a young man or a young woman of great potential. When you are rescued and liberated from a drug addiction, it will give you the opportunity now and the privilege to rebuild your career and your destiny. So the ultimate secret to help the youngsters overcome drug addiction, it is understanding that the human body was wired by God himself. And drug addiction rewires the human body. So to wire back the human body into the default template of the original wiring of God, how do you expect to do that successfully if we don't involve the God that originally wired that body? You see, it will be a waste of time. That's why you see most of the youngsters that enter into the rehabilitation facilities, it will be just like they've gone on a holiday retreat, because from there they'll go straight into relapse. Why? Because we are trying to use physical means alone to fight something spiritual. So the physical aspect of it, if it lacks spiritual intervention, will just have mere percentages of victory in rehabilitation facilities. So this is the reason why I said, look, if we establish this rehabilitation facility to help the youngsters under drug addiction, allow me to approach this as well spiritually. These youngsters, if we give them physical help, that is medication, that is attention, that is counseling, that is accommodation in that moment where they will be in the facility. If I also engage spiritually to be praying as well for the youngsters physically, and even sometimes when I do my prayers or prayer marathon, I can always be engaging in prayer, praying for the youngsters that will be in the facility, for the Lord to give them strength as they will be rewired back unto the default setting of God over their life.